morning, good afternoon, good day for everyone. Okay, Alice asked me to share my experiences on the empowering fishery and sustainable practice. Yeah, mostly in the Eastern Indonesia and the Pacific, there's a lot of community practices. Yeah, now how that we can sustain them, empowering them. That's the important one. Yeah, because they are not an empty glass. There's a glass with water that we just need to put something inside, and they can do a lot of things. Could you do the next slide? Next, please. Yep. Yeah, the tagline of the Indonesia ILMMA is that how that we can bring more fish, bigger and closer. This is the important thing for the community at the community level. Yeah? Because this also can support their food security, their health, environment, and also quality of life. By bringing more fish and bigger and closer, they said also that they spend not money gas, they get more income for the community, for their family. Yeah? That's the important thing, using their practice, how they can use their practices to bring more fish bigger and closer. Yeah, please next. Yeah, and the other side, on the other hand, there's a big problem also at the community level. Overharvesting is happening everywhere. The extractive fishing, they're using fishing, the fishing gear, because yeah, there's not enough fish, there's not enough shell, and they slowly growing to use the extractive fishing. But if they have enough fish, they will be use the say the environmentally soundly fishing gear. And also the other thing is that it's cannot managed by the community as a coral bleaching. Yeah, it's happen everywhere. But by having the say the marine managed area and good site, they'll be very helpful for the community. Yeah? They can manage their bleaching. Unsustainable practice, yeah, is that link also shortcut, just using BAM, using potassium, using it. There's a lot of problem also with the community, but in BIAK, I'm staying in BIAK in Papua, there's the number of unsustainable practices, the number is going down, yeah. They're more with a good practice. IUU also, there's a lot of the outside fishermen coming. There's two ways. One coming just stealing the community stocks, but the other also coming quote unquote with the government blessing. Now that's the one that also big problem with in Papua, yeah? Because Papua and Maluku there's a lot of fish here. The fish stock is very good, but during that condition, that the government so now publish a lot of paper for the outside fishermen coming to fishing at our site. There's another problem. That's why slowly we working with the community to develop their fishing village regulation on marine tenure. Until today, say after 20 years, we only can work with not more than 400, around 400 community. Yeah? But a lot of community they don't have the village regulation on the marine tenure. There's another problem also here. Because if the community have their village regulation on marine tenure, they can say no to the outsider fishermen, to the outside boat that coming to fishing in their area. Okay, please next. Now, the approach for the people is creating your LMMA, creating your local management area or marine merits area. That's important one. Usually here in Papua, the marine managed area is at the boundary where the ancestor going to fishing. Now, inside there, we can develop the no-take zone, we can solve the specific refugia, a lot of things we can develop inside the marine merits area, the community marine merits area. The community marine merits area is based on their adat, their customer, where their ancestor going to fishing. That's the important one. If they have this one and then they develop the regulation, they can say no for the outsider fishermen coming to fishing in this area. This is very helpful for the community. If they are, make sure they are aware their merits area. Next slide, please. Now here is the exercise or sample of the one that marine merits area that we developed in the Numfor Islands. It's close to Biak Island called Numfor. The red one is the Sasi area, the fishery refugia. They do the Sasi or Sasisen or Tambu for some species. And if you look the boundary, there is the joint fishing ground for the several community. And this area, there's a lot, I think it's seven or nine villages. Now, each village, they have the Sasi area, the Tambu area. Usually, Tambu area is spawning ground. Now, when the fish go out from the spawning ground, would go out from the Tambu area, they can fish it. Now, they also have the marine managed area. It's clear, the boundary. It's a boundary for 7 or 9 villages together, but outside it, they can fish in together with the other village. Now, this should make it clear. And this should also they develop the regulation on it. Next slide, please. There's a sample from Jayapura region. Is that you can show from the there's 3 villages that talk together, and they say that okay, this is one area, our area, but it's overlapping between one village and another village. There's no problem, and then they manage together. They develop 3 village fishing area together, and they're very, very rich on the fish. Now, their success is, and then success going to the other village. Oh, these 3 villages, no success. They have a lot of fish. And the other village coming to us. Oh, that we can also develop our marine managed area. Right now, in Jayapura district, Kabupaten Jayapura, there's around 18 villages managed area. They manage together. They totally manage around 70,000 hectares. And they have developed the regulation. This area is only for local people, or here we call OAP, orang asli Papua. They can fishing there. And outside the boundary, they're fishing together with the outsider. There's an exclusive, yeah, that's the important one, for the food security, for the economic security. If they don't have this one, the government can publish permit for the outside fishermen and coming to fishing inside their area. Usually, they're close to the village. There's a good coral, good mangrove, good substrate. Yeah? It's very rich. Now, this one attract the outside fishermen to coming to fishing in their area. By having the regulation in place, the village regulation in place, is protect their area. Next, please. Yep. Now I said challenge. Yeah, because the level of readiness of the community is between community, there's a difference. Yeah? How to engage with them. That's the important one. And then the second challenge is that national regulation is very wide. Now, how to make it close and close. The national regulation or the province regulation or district regulation can support the community. Because national regulation is supporting the business, yeah? But how to make sure that the national regulation also support the community project. And then the other challenge sometimes is the short duration of the project. Yeah? Project only 1 year, 2 years. Now we are happy that with SOMACORE is 2 years, it's good size for the working with the community. Yeah? And the other thing is also remote location. Yeah, one of our SOMACORE project is on the boundary with the Philippines. Is at Mesbe, Pondi, and Mapi Island, the boundary with the Palau. Now, remote area, but is it important because mostly in the remote area, there's very rich on the fish. How the community can lead this one. Now, the success is depend on the how to do and what to do. Because sometimes too many things, oh, they to do this, but make sure that make it very, very sharp. That's important one. And the lesson learned that we also learned from the ILMMA is that the community should lead. Do not depend too much to the government. It doesn't mean that I'm against the government. No. Indonesia governments know it and say they don't have enough money to manage their marine resources. In this case, the community lead is very, very important. Now they're coming with a new term called OECN. It's the same. That the community lead is very, very important. Because if you depend on the government, look at the MPA, later on they said more on paper. But ILMMA should be led by the community. That's a very important one. So the empowerment is important, but invest in the capacity building is important. And other things that conservation should be give a benefit to the community. If we ask them to do the conservation, no benefit, forget it. Conservation should be part of the economic benefit for the community. And the other thing that ILMMA is a low-cost model. The community can do it. Low-cost model is important. If low-cost model easy to replicate. Now, how to develop a low-cost model that easy to replicate everywhere? That we do the community lead. Because MP as a government lead, very big one, but some people say it's more on paper. Now, that's important. And the other one from the lesson is that start what the people know. In Indonesia, in Eastern Indonesia, they know about SASI. Now, start what they know and then increase from that one. That's the important one. Start what they know, not bring something new to them. Oh God, it takes time. Next. So, conclusion, recommendation, and way forward. Yeah, ILMMA is proven it's a low-cost model. You can type on your Google search, ILMMA, that's coming. Low-cost model on conservation. It's a well-known in the Eastern Indonesia and the Pacific. More than 5,000 sites with ILMMA. And the success is depend to the community, the commitment of the community. That the community will be give the commitment is if there's an economic benefit. If no economic benefit, oh God, don't hope the community can give their commitment. And then what I mentioned as a traditional practice is important. And there are other things important is number 2 from the bottom, national policy alignment. That's very, very important. The national policy alignment. Because sometimes we go here and national go here. For Papua, because Papua has the special autonomy, is it easy? Yes, under special autonomy, the province on the special autonomy they recognize the national, other tradition, the customary tradition. That's bring Papua a bit different than the other side of the Indonesia. Yeah? But in Maluku, they're still struggling. But the national policy is very important. But how the national policy recognize the local tradition, not asking the local people to request that there should be, oh, they want to do some conservation area. No way. Because the people is coming first in the country. That's important. The people are there first before the country coming. So recognizing the tradition on the conservation is very important. And the last one is that how that community can lead their conservation. That's my important point. Is a community lead their conservation, they can bring more fish, bigger fish, and closer fish. Next. Kasumasa. Terima kasih. Thank you so much.